everybody. Thank you so much for joining us in our second webinar. Thank you so much, Professor Maria Eugenia, Professor Orlando, for being here. For those who don't know me, my name is Andrea. So good to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
No, it's a pleasure. Okay, let me check something real quick. Perfect. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Andrea Cardona, and I am Asocopy's official spoken person in this new board of directors, and we are thrilled to have you here today, joining us in this amazing webinar that we know it's going to be very helpful for everybody. So that's why we wanted to have something to help the people who are interested in joining us in our conference in Santa Marta, get some tips and some ideas on how to present or submit proposals. So I was trying to organize something here on screen, but it seems like it's not working properly. Thank you so much to all the people that are joining. I see some people are still connecting. Awesome. Feel free to leave in the chat where you're joining us from. And let's see, one sec. Okay, let's get started. I wanted to show you something here before we started, but there are some technical issues. So I think I'm going to, awesome, from Cali, yes. That's great. I am joining from Manizales in a very rainy and cold afternoon. So it's quite the opposite. Okay, awesome. Barranquilla, Medellin. Hi. Oh, okay, Bogota, all over the country, which is perfect. Madrid, Cundinamarca, that's great. Hello, everybody. Okay, so while the rest of the people are joining, I want to show you something real quick. So let me share the screen. And yes, yeah, 2,600 metros más cerca de las estrellas. It is indeed. Okay, so let me share this quick video. Let's see, near anybody, that's awesome. Okay, so let's get started. Let's watch this very short video. It's an invitation that we have from Asocopy for everybody. It seems like it is loading. Okay, that's great.
Your mic.
I can listen. I can listen.
Got it, thank you. Yes, when the video starts, the microphones kind of cancel immediately. Okay, thank you so much for the heads up. So, everybody, this year we are celebrating a big event. It's our 60th anniversary. So we will meet in Santa Marta, Universidad Magdalena, and we are going to celebrate and commemorate our 60th anniversary with our 60th National and 6th International Asocopy Conference. The call for papers is already open. And as I was telling at the beginning of the of this session. This is the reason why in joining from Universidad del Valle, doctorando en educación, en the grupo de investigación EILA, we have here Professor María Eugenia Guapacha and Professor Orlando Chávez. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for your invitation. Very happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We are very happy to participate.
Thank you, and we are so thrilled to having you here, especially with this very important topic, because when we hear about conferences, everybody gets very excited, and we want to submit our proposals, and what happens is that many times we don't have the things very clear on what we need to do. So that's why it's very valuable for us. Okay, so to get started, I want to give you some information about our professors. So Professor María Eugenia Guapacha holds a PhD in Applied Linguistics from the University of Auckland, New Zealand. She is an associate professor in the School of Language Science at Universidad del Valle, Colombia, and her research interests include COL, TVOT, EFL writing, and learning strategies, language assessment, and professional development. So thank you so much, Professor María Eugenia. And Professor Orlando holds a PhD in Applied Linguistics from the University of Auckland as well in New Zealand. He is a full-time professor in the School of Language Science at Universidad del Valle, Colombia. And his research interests include EFL, academic writing, second language learning and teaching, language assessment, and professional development. So, without further ado, Professors María Eugenia and Professor Orlando, now it's your time. So the floor is yours.
Thank you for your introduction. Yeah, and thank you very much for your invitation. Yeah, this is a really interesting topic because we get very sad and very frustrated when we get rejected. And we want to know why. We want to improve. Well, so we are going to share our experiences and give you some tips on how to write adequate academic abstracts for academic conferences. Okay, so I'm going to start sharing my presentation.
Yeah, while the screen goes on with Maria Eugenia's screen. Yep. Congratulations to ASOCOPI on the 60th anniversary. All the professors behind us. Yeah, so many experiences. We grew up with ASOCOPI.
Yeah, totally. So thank you very much for organizing these same webinars for our students, teachers, and researchers. Thank you very much for this. Okay. Well, today we are going to explore the differences and features of abstracts for academic conferences and abstracts for academic journals. But we're going to focus more on abstracts for academic conferences. And we are going to give you some examples of abstracts that have been sent to international and local conferences. And at the end, we're going to have a practical activity. It's going to be an interactive webinar, so we are going to ask questions and participate. So please feel free to turn on your mic or just type your answer in the chat.
Or raise your hand and
yeah. Okay. So, what is an abstract? Just give me some ideas. Just let's brainstorm. What is an abstract for you?
Summary, yeah.
A summary
Presentation of the study, yes.
A summary of what?
What tells people what we will talk about, yes, in the presentation of a conference, yep. Summary of your research article of presentation, yes, Jose Vicente, yeah, it's summary.
It's a summary.
Summary of research carried out, yeah.
Okay, so we all have the same idea of what an abstract is. Yes, Abstracts serve as concise summaries of research papers or presentations, providing a snapshot of the study's purpose, methods, results, and conclusions. And we are used to reading and writing abstracts for academic journals. This is an example of an abstract, a model abstract. The profile gives to authors when they want to submit their papers to the journal.
Profile journal.
Yeah, profile journal, which is a top journal in our country, in our region. And this is a very concise abstract that covers all the features of an abstract, the information that we need to provide. So we need to describe the type of study, the objective or purpose of the study, the method, data collection, results, and conclusions of the study. So we, in an academic, an abstract for an academic journal, we must provide the findings, the results of the research in a very concise manner. Well, in this case, it's very challenging to put all these words and information into 120 words. Yeah, but you can do it. It's also a matter of using language, synthesizing language to convey what we want to report.
Yeah, one more thing. At the bottom of the list, you have optional but recommendable. A brief statement at the beginning about the relevance of the study, the justification, why this topic is important. So it's optional, but yeah, I would recommend including it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we are used to abstract for academic journals. What about the journals for academic events? They are a bit different. Some things are quite different. What do you think? What are some of the differences between these two types of abstracts? Let's see the chat. Or you can open your microphone, raise your hand. Don't be shy.
Or just type keywords that you think that, or features that you think that might differentiate abstracts for a journal and abstracts for academic events.
For the paper presentation, you indicate how you plan to interact with the audience. Yeah, that's a key difference.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah, you state what you will do. You include how you will run the session. Yes, of course. So Vicente, Melba, thank you. For example, it varies. You'll have a paper presentation or a workshop. Yeah, depends on the kind of presentation you have. Yep. For journals, it presents the structure of the document. Yeah. That's essentially in a journal. Yeah, it should be precise, concise on that. Very specific.
Yeah, very good. So yeah, you have an idea.
Seems that we shouldn't give this webinar. You already know it all. Okay.
Good.
So the key differences go regarding purpose, structure, audience, and how complete the abstract is. Let's see them in a chart. Yep, this one. Regarding the purpose, what you already said, in a journal, you present a full, finished, completed research. So you will present final results. In the conference abstract, it's usually ongoing ongoing study, so you present preliminary results. For the audience, the journal is more focused, more experts on your field, on your topic, on your area. And the conference abstract, yeah, the audience is wider. You have, of course, the experts attending, but you have a public that is quite wider. School teachers, lecturers, administrators, you have everybody there, so it's more general. The structure, as I think it was, well, I don't remember who said that, but you said that in the chat, is very structured. It's the key information on the study. The background to the topic, the participants, the context, the methodology, the methods you use to collect data, the findings, of course, or results, and the contributions or the relevance of the study at the end, the conclusions. Yeah. In the conference, yeah, as it is ongoing, you will have preliminary findings, but you also have the key elements of the study, but not only that, you have a connection to the topic of the event, and you also have the mention of how you will carry out the presentation. That's very important for clarity. The length shorter for a journal abstract and a bit longer for conference abstract, and you usually have a summary after the abstract for the conferences. Citations, no citations in abstracts, that's the general rule, but more flexibility is given in the conference abstracts. The publication stage, as mentioned before, you have already finished, completed studies, so the publication stage is after finishing the study for journal abstracts. For conferences, still going, so it's very useful for you to receive feedback that helps you go on with the study. Particularly the questions from the audience will be very helpful. Now let's see some particular guidelines from specific events.
Yeah, well, so something that you must consider is that academic conferences have their own criteria and guidelines for their abstract submission process. And well, this is one example of one very recognized academic conference in our field, which is American Association of Applied Linguistics. It's very difficult to get accepted there, so you must be very careful with your writing, the writing of your abstract and introduction. So yeah, before you submit your abstract to a conference, please read the guidelines and follow them, because they always follow their criteria for rejection or approval. So in this case, well, they state that, well, titles should be 15 words, and abstracts 300 words. So they are very generous, because in many conferences you should write 100 words, 200 words. So you must be very concise. And for ASOCOPY, you must be very concise. It's only 100 words. And well, they follow rubrics or criteria to assess your abstract. In this case, well, they assess according to the appropriateness and importance of the topic, if it is original research with theoretical basis. They also have a look at the research design. So you have to be very detailed in those abstracts about your design and conceptual framework. Well, it must follow the structure of an abstract, very well organized and be very clear, and potential to contribute to justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. Well, that was the topic or the conference theme at the time. So, well, we have to try to adjust the title and the abstract to the conference theme. Well, and based on the rating, you get accepted or rejected.
Now let's see a second example of requirements from organizations for abstracts and also titles. In this case, it is TESOL. TESOL, one of the most important conferences in our area, will be held in California this year. Yeah. So this is the call for session and PCI proposals due to June the 3rd. So requirement for the title, short, maximum 10 words. 10 words. No hyphens, acronyms, only official approved acronyms like EFL, English as a foreign language. Yeah. No exclamation marks, but formal requirements. Short and point to your topic, context, participants, research approach. If possible, all of them. But the key elements should be there. Regarding the abstract, yeah, a bit short, just 50 words. 50 words is very short. So concision and clarity, that's why it is called an abstract, right? So it is a very concise description of your proposal. Maximum 50 words. Again, formal requirements, no hyphens, acronyms, only the approved ones. There is a list of them. No names. That's a criterion that if you include your name, you disclose your identity. Yeah, that will be immediate rejection. Yeah, it should be anonymous because of the double blind process of revision. So yeah, that would make it
Yeah.
not anonymous.
Yeah, and that's something, yeah, that's something that I have identified in many abstracts for conferences. Well, the authors say, they say, in this presentation, Professor, let's say, Marigenia Guapacha is going to present the research. No, you must avoid your name or, yeah, the name of the presenter, because that must be a blind peer review process. And in those cases, yeah, you can get a rejection.
Yeah, that's what the style guidelines read. Use third person present tense, active voice. This section encourages the presenter response, the authors, the panelists, etc. So better that way, in personal way, very formal. Abstracts are a genre that is very conventional, very formalized, clear structure, and even the language used is quite formulaic, let's say.
Yeah, well, especially in this case, they suggest to use active voice because it's only 50 words. So if you use passive voice or describing the details of your research in the abstract, well, that's going to take a lot of words.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Passive
active voice
voices
is
would be-
preferred. Mhm. Okay, so now let's have a look at the requirements for ASOCOPY. Yeah, so you are all welcome to send your abstracts and proposals. Well, so ASOCOPY has different types of sessions. They have research reports, pedagogical experiences, which is very local. That's something that we really appreciate of ASOCOPY because well, this is Asociación Colombiana de Profesores, and it's very interesting to listen to the experiences of teachers, school teachers, who, well, don't conduct robust research, well, in the sense of, well, scientific research, but anyway, they follow a process of collecting evidence about the students' learning and they report it. But they also have to use, well, a theoretical background, yeah, but it's less rigorous, let's say, than research reports. Not many international academic conferences implement this kind of presentation. So this is something very valuable as a copy. And you can also send abstracts for demonstrations or colloquia. But anyway, well, regardless of the type of presentation that you're going to give, your abstract must provide clear information and adhere to the guidelines.
Yeah, well, the also copies tips for titles and abstracts. Sorry. There must be a connection to the conference theme. That's essential. So it's very important to connect your study to a wider interest topic, which is the topic of the conference. And yeah, reflect the key elements of the study. The content, the topic, the context, participants, maybe the research approach or the setting could be, and the methodological design, if possible. Capitalization, yeah, including words of 4 letters is not a sentence case. Just initials of every long words should be, yeah, formal title. So this content and form, the way you see it. And for abstracts, yeah, be explicit about what you will do during the presentation and give key information on the key aspects of the study or the experience you are presenting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can find the guidelines here.
Yeah.
Well, the abstract guidelines. So just browse the web, and then you can find the guidelines of the ASOCOPY conference this year. Okay, so let's have a practical exercise here. These are some samples of abstracts that were sent to 2 academic conferences. One is the Simposio Internacional Contactos Interlingüísticos Interculturales en Congreso Nacional de ACOLPROF that was carried out last year at Univalle. And we are going to show some examples of abstracts that were sent to ASOCOPY in the 54th event in 2019. Well, I have recent, recent abstracts, but I just wanted to show you some of them from that conference theme. Okay, so regardless of the criteria, the criteria of the academic conferences for the titles and the abstracts of research reports or presentations, we should know that, well, research or, well, the writing of abstracts have their own features as well. For example, when writing titles, there are some specific features and detailed information that we must provide so the audience can get engaged and say, oh, yes, this is something that I really want to see because it's related to my context, it's related to my research. I want to learn, replicate this study. So try to be very detailed. Your title must be informative. Yeah, well, maybe not very detailed, but must be very informative. And this is the key information that we should include in the title. So first, the construct of research area, the setting, participants, and research design. Well, the research design is optional. But yeah, when I read a title, I want to know, oh, well, was this study conducted with children, with university students? Where? Public universities, schools? So if you give that information, well, you will have audience engaged with your presentation. They will go there. So let's have a look at this title sample. It says, can university lecturers differentiate ChatGPT's writing from students' writing outcomes? A qualitative study at a Colombian public university. So here we can see that this title contains all the features of a title. So we see university lecturers are the participants. ChatGPT is writing from students' writing outcomes. So the constructs or the area are ChatGPT and writing. Well, in this case, should be EFL writing, I guess. And then a qualitative study, so research design, and the context, the setting, a Colombian public university. And is this topic related to the conference theme? Yes, it's about comunicación y educación en lenguas en la era postmoderna, en búsqueda de nuevos caminos. So yeah, ChatGPT and artificial intelligence is now leading the path to new ways of teaching.
There is one more thing in the title, that it is a question. To make it catchy, more interesting, can teachers do this? Can lecturers do this? Yeah, that makes it interesting. And yeah, then says the kind of answer, the study that was carried out, that was a qualitative study.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now let's have a look at this abstract. Maximum 100 words. And this abstract should contain this information: the research topic relevance, specific research area and gap, the purpose of the study and design, expected findings, if it is an ongoing research, or the findings, if it is a complete or finished research, and the contributions. So we can see here that the authors state the topic and the relevance of that topic. Artificial intelligence is increasingly integrated into higher education, particularly in EFL writing. So here the author selected the word increasingly integrated, which means that the topic is current. Yeah, so the use of words are really, really important. They matter because they express the currency of the topic. And then we have this ongoing qualitative exploratory descriptive study explore EFL university lecturers' ability to distinguish between human and ChatGPT generated text. It also inquired into the teacher's perceptions of AI in EFL writing and assessment, involving 18 EFL lecturers from Universidad del Valle. The study used 3 AI-generated and 3 student-written essays alongside structured interviews. Lecturers analyzed the essays and discussed AI's benefits, drawbacks, and potential academic dishonesty. So we can have a detailed description of the purpose of the study and the design. And we know that they are going to present a research report that is still ongoing. And then the expected findings. So this presentation will report the partial results on EFL lecturers' ability to detect AI in student writing and their views on AI's role in EFL writing education. So in this case, we say, it's very interesting. I want to see the findings. Yeah, so probably didn't have the results at that time. Yeah, but they get the hooked. Like, this is what we are going to present. We say, okay, I will definitely go to that presentation. So that's one strategy to show what you're going to present without telling your findings if you don't have them yet.
Okay, now a second example from the same conference. Universidad del Valle, ANACOLPROF, Asociación Colombiana de Profesores de Francés. Again, color coding for the key aspects in the title, analysis of strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities for an intercultural orientation in the curriculum of a teacher education program. Yeah, a teacher education program, that's the setting, but it's quite general, I think. And then you have what they were studying, the topic or the construct, intercultural orientation in the curriculum. You don't have participants because you are studying the curriculum. What you can see there, there's strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities in the curriculum for this particular topic, intercultural orientation. So no participants, it's more documentary analysis, very likely, and maybe interviews to teachers. Teacher education program, it's university, tertiary level, right? No research design, no mention to if it is a qualitative or quantitative or mixed methods. But yeah, you can assume from experience that it is qualitative. Let's see the answer. Okay, yellow for topic and area, relevance. Green for the purpose and the design, the methodology. And then the findings, contributions, or purpose of the presentation in blue. So you have this paper presents partial results. Yeah, that's the purpose of an ongoing, that's the research topic of an ongoing dissertation. Okay, so it is doctoral level on the promotion and assessment of an intercultural orientation across the curriculum. Okay, topic. Okay, this is more specific, of a foreign language teacher education program at Universidad del Valle. So the setting is clearer. Yeah, it's more specific than in the title. You could improve the title from that item. Then you have first stage in green, only the first stage. So it's an ongoing study. Yeah, the first stage of such a dissertation aimed at analyzing the official documents, documentary analysis that compose the curriculum, inner policy documents, more detailed syllabi, etc. And also, yes, 12 teacher educators from the program were interviewed. Data was analyzed by means of thematic analysis, so that's a qualitative study. So that's the methodology, the research design. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, yeah, at the beginning you say what you're going to study, then you say how you studied or are studying it, and then you say what you found or are finding, in this case, are finding. Results from this first stage are presented in terms of what was said before: strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities for the promotion and assessment of an intercultural orientation across the curriculum of an undergraduate program. And a different way of saying it is a teacher education program. So yeah, the key elements are there linked to the thematic of the event: comunicación y educación en lenguas en la era postmoderna, en búsqueda de nuevos caminos. Yeah, weaknesses and opportunities, and intercultural orientation, which is quite recent topic and interest. So yeah, it's within the scope of the ANACOLPROF and the symposium interest. Good.
Yeah, so here you have examples and, well, the labels to identify the aspects of the title and the abstract.
So those criteria are the ones that are used by reviewers and the event organizers to approve or recommend the improvements to titles, abstracts, presentations.
Mhm. Okay, so now let's have a look at this abstract that was sent to us a copy, well, in 2019. This was about the bilingual and multilingual processes, educational accomplishments, and challenges in Colombia and Latin America. So you are going to tell me if you can identify these aspects in the title, and if you think that the title is related to the conference theme. Hmm? So the title is Teaching English in Primary Schools. Is it time invested or time wasted? So yeah, you can type your answers if you can identify the construct, the setting, participants, research design,
Yeah.
and relation.
No research
the
design,
conference.
yeah. The link. Thank you.
No research design, yeah. Participants. Who are the participants? Can we infer?
Not following capitalization rules, not clear participants. Yeah, remember that the rules are long words, 4 letters on are capitalized.
Yeah, they are
In
capitalized.
this case.
In this case, yeah,
It's not sentence case.
yeah, for ASOCOPY, you should capitalize
But the other part,
each word.
let me read it. No problem, Diego. No clear participants. Yeah, participants like
Mhm.
research design, not mentioned.
Yeah, it could be well different stakeholders, teachers, parents, students. Yeah,
But the title is catchy.
but yeah, the title
Interesting, I
is
think.
catchy. We say, So are they going to be in favor of teaching English in primary schools or not? Yeah, so it's very catchy.
No clear setting or context. So
Mhm.
the essential things are not there, but how come it is catchy?
Yeah,
It's
but the
interesting.
context, yeah, primary school. So teaching English in primary schools, yeah, we can see the context there. So the author is going to present, well, findings about teachers' views, students' views of the importance of teaching English in primary school. So that's the setting.
Yeah, Juan Jose Rodriguez Mesa says that it sounds like an essay. Yeah, I think it could be probably more theoretically oriented, more than empirical. I don't know.
Yeah, well, teaching English is the construct and the area. Yeah, because it could be teaching Spanish, teaching French. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, it's teaching English.
Jose Vicente says that questions arise schools in Colombia, in a specific region. It's just
Oh,
primary schools where
primary school. Yes, that's a good point. Primary schools where? Latin
Yeah.
America, Colombia, which country?
Yeah, thank you, Valeria, for raising the point. If no research design or participants are mentioned, the type of presentation is desired. For instance, analysis of, yeah, that would be a good suggestion to make the title more
Yeah,
informative.
more informative. And in those cases, the reviewers can decide, well, a rejection or say, okay, approval with some changes. Mhm. Okay, now let's have a look at the abstract. So, well, read it and then we identify these aspects. Okay, so can you identify the research topic and relevance, the area or gap? So what is that part?
Cannot hear you. Or read.
So was the
Seems
research
too general.
topic, was the research topic.
Difficulties English teachers face in urban and rural schools. Jose Vicente. Yeah.
Difficulties that urban and rural teachers from Colombian public schools have when teaching English. Mhm.
Yeah, difficulties is still a bit broad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's to shed light on, okay, to report, but it would be better if you use precise language like compare, describe, explore, identify. Yeah, because all of these purposes will shed light on something, right? If you compare, if you contrast, if you explore. Mhm. Yeah, okay, so
Yeah, and yes, those contexts are missing in the title. Yeah, this is more specific. Mm.
yeah, it's more specific. Well, so the purpose is to, I would probably say, identify or explore the difficulties that these teachers have in this context. Mhm. And that's also, well, the purpose. And the design, what's the research design? Is it clear? Can we identify the research design? Do you have any recommendations?
The design is not clear, says Norma Livia, Jose Vicente. It would also be desirable for authors to be more specific concerning the participants. How many teachers, for instance? Yes.
Mhm.
The observation, yeah, that's part of the methodology. Observation of teachers, classes, I think. Results of it were written down in a journal, the research journal, and yeah, the interviews and surveys with teachers in Boyacá and Santander. How many teachers?
And how, and what's missing here? What's missing in this
Schools,
abstract?
primary. Okay. So you have the objective of this presentation,
Mhm.
its purpose, and then the methodology, or let's say the design.
The design, yeah, but it's not clear if it is a case study, a descriptive study.
study,
Yeah, what
yes.
kind of study it is. Yeah. And what's missing?
They mentioned that teachers use their own voices. However, the main method of data collection was observation. So it's like problematic. It's like methodology is like not well
Yeah,
aligned,
articulated. Yeah.
integrated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very good point.
Very good point.
The purpose of Valentina is around, yeah, maybe more descriptive. Yeah.
Hmm.
Descriptive.
Any findings
So you have the
reported?
purpose and the methodology, and then
Yeah, no findings reported.
no findings.
Yeah. So here probably the author didn't have enough more words to write the findings because of the language. So you don't usually say, so look, passive voice, a lot of passive voice that takes a lot of your writing. The methodology used was that of observation, the results of which were written down in a journal. Yeah, it's wordy. And you just say this qualitative research or case study is observations in journals. That's it. And then you had space for reporting the results, which is what we want to know. Yeah. So
Just a moment. It should be more informative, more descriptive. Yeah. So yeah, what about the results, if any, at least preliminary findings, and what is the relevance or the importance of the findings, even if relevant, contributions of the study? Here, Juan Jose is thinking of an idea to improve the title. Contextualize challenges of English teaching in Colombian Andean primary schools. Andean. Boyacá and Santander could be, but it's a bit wide. Andean primary schools. A case study could be of urban and rural classrooms. Case study, probably.
yeah.
But would it be specific on the kind of design you have? Yeah.
Multiple case
better.
studies could be because it's two contexts, Boyacá and Santander. So
yeah,
multiple case studies.
Much more informative, but yeah, you exceeded the count number for the title, so too long.
Yeah,
because this is very demanding. It's abstracts, including the title of presentations, are a very challenging genre. You have to be very short and very informative at the same time. So every word counts, and this webinar is for that. For what are the key points and what the tips are needed to do that.
Okay, and this is another abstract that was sent in Spanish this time. Yeah, so let's identify the features. So the title and the abstract. Mm. Okay, so tell me if you can identify the construct, the setting, participants, design, relation to the conference theme, if there is any way to improve it.
Yeah, he's asking if it's possible to have access to the recording.
I think, yeah, I think the
Andrea
recording is,
has an
yeah,
answer to that. I think it is.
yeah,
possible.
it's,
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
yeah,
Thank you. Andrea.
okay. So what's the construct? The setting, participants, answers?
Title?
Yeah, the title. We're
Okay.
analyzing the title. Desarrollo de la expresión oral en inglés y las habilidades socioemocionales en grado primero. 2 puntos. Una
Wow.
experiencia desde la educación rural en Cali, Colombia. When we selected these ones from Cali, we didn't intend. Yeah, but I just chose them randomly.
Regionalism.
Okay. So, any
Title.
answers?
Oral,
Okay.
setting, Cali.
Could you please read them?
Yeah, I'm reading from Lilik. Says the title is okay. Expresión oral. The setting is Cali. Yeah, primary schools. Grado primero, grado primero.
Mhm.
Yeah, rural education. Yeah. What kind of study? The design or the research approach, I mean? Participants, grado primero.
Yeah,
Students or teachers? Desarrollo de la expresión oral. Yeah, students.
And it's also related to the conference theme. Yeah, well, bilingualism.
Education,
Yeah,
accomplishments,
teaching
and
English.
challenges.
And well, it's very interesting because it's an experience from a rural area, which are very uncommon. We usually read, research, and well, see presentations from universities, from the capital, from the main cities. Yeah, but we don't usually see results from these rural areas in those main cities. Okay.
One more thing on the title. The title, Jose Vicente Abad. The title is more informative concerning construct, setting, and overall purpose. It would be desirable to have more information regarding methodology.
Yeah.
For example, how did they evaluate students' repertoire and collect the data? They are missing this part.
Yeah, because when you read the title and you read development, it could be qualitative or quantitative. Yeah, the development, because you can test, measure from one point to another, and you can measure this in a qualitative or a quantitative way, or both.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the title must be short and should be quite informative. You cannot have everything there. So sometimes it's on purpose. You leave certain key things aside. You leave some space for people to read the abstract. Willing strategy.
Okay. Well, and the abstract, yeah, we're almost done. We can identify the parts: research topic, relevance, specific research area and gap, purpose of your research and design, and expected findings or contributions. So let's read them and identify quickly because we have to close the webinar. Okay. Esta investigación busca mejorar la expresión oral en inglés y las habilidades socioemocionales en estudiantes de primer grado de una institución educativa rural de Cali. So here we have the purpose of the study and the area. Se utiliza una secuencia didáctica construida a partir de actividades de lectura de libros álbum en inglés. Se evalúa el repertorio de vocabulario en la L2 y las habilidades socioemocionales de toma de decisiones y autoconciencia antes y después de la intervención. Se analizan los resultados mostrando cómo la lectura facilita el aprendizaje de vocabulario y mejora la expresión oral en inglés, así como el desarrollo de habilidades socioemocionales. So we have the topic, the research area, the purpose, the methodology, well, was not stated there. Still, they say esta investigación cualitativa o qué tipo de diseño fue. So that's missing.
Action research, maybe?
Yeah, and well, they report the results, but not in a very direct way. And you can avoid saying se analizan los resultados. Yeah, so you can leave that apart.
I read los resultados muestran cómo la lectura facilita el aprendizaje. Better that way, more straightforward.
More straightforward. Yeah.
Results are
Any suggestions for improvement?
More specificity regarding methodology is needed. Seems like it was a pre-test, post-test design, could be, but it would be nice to know how they assessed improvement of vocabulary and of social emotional skills. Yeah, that is like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
Maybe the summary.
Yeah, and we say, oh, but it's just 100 words. But we saw in other abstracts that they provided all this detailed information in 100 words. So it's just a matter of language as well, that we must use precise language to report on these details. Okay, well, we had planned, a practical activity in which you copied and pasted an abstract and gave feedback on one. But yeah, we have to finish
How much
here.
time do we have?
We have to close it now.
Now?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, but anyway, well, you're welcome to
You can,
send your.
you can share the.
Yeah, you're welcome to send your abstracts. We can
And we can
give
share
your
the
feedback.
presentation, right?
Stop sharing. Let me go back to the presentation. Yeah. Well, maybe for the future.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, Haiti, the recording of the webinar will be posted in the YouTube channel, so everybody can access it from there. And well, thank you so much, professors. This was a very enlightening presentation and webinar. I think everybody is going to make great use of it. And well, just to close, I have a couple of avisos parroquiales for everybody. So, teachers, if you have more questions for the professors, you can contact them. And the call for papers for our conference is open. So it's going to be open until April 21st. This year, because of the way that we envision the conference, ASOCOPI is accepting only one proposal per presenter. So please keep that in mind. Something that we wanted to take advantage of this is to invite you to our next webinar. This is going to be on February 26th, and it's with Professor Mauricio Lucero. It's about certificaciones internacionales TOEFL para profesores de inglés. So I think it's a very interesting opportunity for all of us. And in case you don't follow us yet, please remember you can follow us in our Instagram. It's at ASOCOPI Oficial with double F. And if you want to check all our webinar series, you can find them in our YouTube channel, that is ASOCOPI Colombia. So we wanted just to give you a heads up with this. And well, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. We really appreciate your presence and you being part of our amazing community. We hope to see you in Santa Marta. Hopefully, everybody.
See you there.
Yeah, see you there. Thank you very much for your
Thank you.
participation. It was very active. Good.
Yeah. Sorry we didn't leave some room for questions at the end, but yeah, your participation was Awesome.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody.
So the recording will be available for everybody
Yes.
later. Yeah, and we can
Yes,
share
it
the
will.
presentation too.
Thank
will be
you,
better.
Professor Mervalivia.
Very
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. Bye.
Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night.
You too. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good night. Thanks.
Bye bye.